Of the Focus on Shelton, brought to you by our Community Credit Union. And Craig Gregory's in studio. Morning, Craig.
Morning, guys.
Good to see you here, and we're getting ready for a groundbreaking of a big-time project that's going to transform the downtown area of Shelton, and that is the Downtown Connector Project. Monday, right?
Monday at 3 o'clock. We will be down at the intersection of 5th and Alder for the groundbreaking. So, yeah, we invite everybody to come out and celebrate getting started on that project.
Very cool.
For folks who maybe missed some of those workshops and public meetings that you had, this is a major change in portions of this roadway. Tell us some of the highlights, some of the major changes that people will see over the years.
So this is a major project, a $4.5 million project, and some major changes coming would be the reconfiguration of the intersection at 1st and Alder, going from what we think is a mess down there right now, where you go from a stop sign 40 feet down the road to a yield sign and a weird slip lane off of that triangle. But that will become a roundabout in that area that will accommodate a full-size WB67 vehicle, which is a full-size semi.
Oh, wow.
And you had the folks, most notably, I think, Sierra Pacific, or they helped you out to tell you the size and the width, and able to say, we want to be able to drive these areas, and that's what you need.
That's correct. We actually had a meeting with Sierra Pacific, the school district, MTA, all of the first responders, fire, police, Medic One, all of them came in, and we had a roundtable, sat down and talked about all of the aspects of Downtown Connector. And the other big change is reducing, going up the hill from 7th up to C Street. It is going to reduce from 2 lanes up the hill to 1. So you will have 1 lane in each direction with a center divider island that is broken, so there are spaces to get through. If for some reason a car stalled and a first responder needed to get around that, they would be able to get into the uphill lane and get around that. So yeah, major change there on the hill section.
Some of the comments I'm reading on Facebook, people say, well, you know, other cities are expanding their roadways, and we're reducing our roadways.
We are trying to make our roadways safer.
Sure.
So right now you look at that roadway and basically what the left-hand lane, it is a passing lane. It looks like it was a holdover from the old highway.
Yeah.
Back when, I'm guessing, we had larger logging trucks and other vehicles on there. Yeah, we've got speeds up there in that area of about 40 miles an hour. We did speed counts on that, and the average speed was just under 40 miles an hour, both up and down the hill.
I get a sense, and sometimes if I'm in either of those lanes going up the hill, I get the sense that people, because there's curves, and you know that the lane's coming to an end at the top of the hill, so people are really zipping.
Yeah.
To get around, or
they don't want to be behind someone.
They don't want to be behind somebody, or this or that and the other thing. And it is a little harrowing at times.
Yeah, it is, and that's really the objective of this project, is to make everything safer and make just a better roadway, not only for the motoring public, but also non-motorized. So we focused on the sidewalks and bike path areas, and tried to make it really function for everyone that's utilizing that road.
Currently, there's a Jersey barrier there for the walkers who are coming down up and down the hill. How's that going to change?
We've had a lot of comments on this over the last couple of weeks after quite a few public meetings and open forums and discussions about this. And it was one thing that we heard early on back in October when we had the public meeting, is you're going to take away the Jersey barrier. Well, we heard that and heard that the walking public wasn't going to feel safe. So we ended up, to combat that, a 6-inch stand-up curb, and then what would ultimately be a ditch, but it's not necessarily a ditch. It's a landscape planter area. It's where the illumination poles are going to be located in between the stand-up curb and the sidewalk. So there's going to be a 4-foot area there at a 4-to-1 slope. So it's going to be a fairly deep depression there behind that stand-up curb and the sidewalk. So a regular car is going to have a very difficult time navigating a 6-inch stand-up curb down into what would be a 4-foot deep ditch.
Wow. Okay.
To get to that sidewalk. So I think we've protected the walking public out there the best that we can.
I do know that was a question as well that people
we've still been hearing it over the last few weeks.
Those ones. Additionally, as we get ready for Forest Festival, which will be here in a couple 3 weeks or so, that is the start of in a sense, the beautification of the downtown area and all of Shelton, including with that are painting, striping, the crosswalks, the parallel park areas. The streets are being striped, as we saw some warnings so people don't cross lanes and get paint all over them. Another comment on the internet's, why are you striping this area for the Downtown Connector project if you're just going to be tearing it up?
So we have tried to address this one too. That construction period's about a year long, almost a year long construction period. And in my experience, a project like that, the last thing to be completed would be the roadway surface. And coming out of winter, that hill section of Olympic Highway North, we sand quite a bit during the icy winter weather, and it takes that paint right off, and we get quite a few complaints in that area. So for the few $100s that it costs to actually stripe that section of roadway, it makes sense to make sure that we are helping the public be safe and be able to see those lines between now and next spring.
Because the next time you pave it, it'll be completed, theoretically.
Correct. And we can't direct the contractor where to start or finish a project, so we're guessing that the last thing they're going to do is the roadway surface. Seems like the way that it's always been done. I don't see this contractor moving away from that. So I'm guessing that it probably won't be paved, at least the top course won't be paved until most likely next spring.
Okay.
Because that is a fairly large project.
Yeah. Well, good. Anything else you want to pass along? Monday, 3 o'clock, you said, there at
Yes.
5th and Alder for the groundbreaking, and that's going to be a lot of exciting times moving forward. A lot of great partnerships on that, too.
Yes, and it will be bittersweet for the motoring public.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of projects going on downtown. We've already had quite a few comments. Some of them are not our projects. Cascade Natural Gas is down around the 7th and Coda, 7th and Railroad. They're going to start moving out Railroad Avenue with a fairly large gas project that they've got. But a lot going on downtown with the Basin 3 project that's now moved downtown. The Downtown Connector project that'll get kicked off. We've got the groundbreaking and then the pre-construction meeting next week, and then they will be getting started just after that. So sometime between now and most likely the 1st of June, you'll start to see them in town and getting going. So there's going to be some congestion. So we just ask for a little bit of patience to get some better things around here and a great project. It's going to be some growing pains along with that.
For sure.
Yeah, if you could just be patient with those. We're going to try to limit the road closures and try to keep them down to flaggers. But that may mean a few minutes of delays. So just plan ahead, and we will try and get Andy Arnez is getting those out for us. Basically on a bi-weekly time frame, so you can check our website and see kind of where the crews are going to be, where a closure might be coming, so that you can plan ahead. So we're going to try and get that out at least every other week.
Very
good.
nice.
Yeah.
Public Works Director for the City of Shelton, Craig Gregory, helping us focus on Shelton today, brought to you by our Community Credit Union. Thanks for coming in, Craig.